Here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's nice to be anywhere almost. What are you looking at me like that for? It is nice to be here. We have a lot of stuff going. Oh man, I got to tell you, that last election, that presidential election, I was at such a loss. I had no idea who to vote for. Look at the choices we had. Ross Perot, a man who says, well, you know, I'm not going to hire homosexuals or adulterers, which pretty much meant if he was elected, half the people in Washington was out of a job. And then we had Bill Clinton. Now, Clinton, I could have liked this guy if he had came out and said something like, you know, that war in Vietnam, that whole thing was terrible. I did everything I could to make sure I didn't get sent over there. So now I can be elected president and make this an even better country to live in. Sure, we wouldn't believe it, but it sounds better than that stuff he's spitting out. Well, you know, I smoked something 20 years ago, and I didn't like it, and I didn't inhale, so I never tried it again. Yeah, pee on my back and tell me it's raining, okay? Let's face it. You didn't inhale, you didn't smoke. End of story, right? This guy apologized for everything. He apologized for playing golf at an all-white country club. Like somehow we don't know why they call it the Masters Tournament, you know? Come on, that's like apologizing for slavery. Well, I'm sorry about slavery, but you didn't expect me to pick that cotton, did you? Hey, that's a good point, Bill. I never really thought of it that way. And then we had George Bush. George Bush had a lot of chances to be presidential. There was a big hurricane down in Florida. He flew in like those people didn't already have enough trouble and tried to rename the storm. This hurricane, what the heck's a hurricane? This hurricane was devastating. I declared this a disaster area. Well, folks, I can see that on TV. Do you have to fly all the way down there? I'll save you a lot of money. Elect me president. I'll just flip on CNN. Damn. They took a direct hit. Let's see what the Weather Channel says. I mean, it's like the people who lived there had no idea what just happened. Hey, Billy, you remember when the roof flew off the house? Yeah, and I said, what is this? Apparently it's a disaster. I just couldn't come up with the right word. Thank God for George Bush, huh? I'm afraid we could have used Jesse Jackson in this race, man. That would have added some color at least. And maybe we could have got a couple of new Jackson jokes out of it. Those others were good. Remember 88, those good Jackson jokes like, well, Jesse, what do you think of Beirut? Well, I thought Hank Aaron was a much better ball player, actually. Jesse was born in South Carolina. They said, well, Reverend, any thoughts on Syria? Yeah, I prefer grits myself. Thanks for clearing that up. How about the fence? Oh, don't worry. I'm going to move that in a little closer to the house. And paint it white. Well, I feel safe already. What about the abortion bill? Already paid that. I am somebody. Yeah, early in the campaign, they were passing out that bumper sticker, run, Jesse, run. And they had to stop. I guess too many people putting it on the front of their cars. Run, Jesse, you better run. Hey, what y'all doing? We going Jesse hunting. How you do that? Just get in the truck, we'll show you. I can't even think about Bush without thinking about Quayle. Know what he said? This guy tried to get my vote by saying, well, you know, I would have been at a disadvantage to debate Gore because Gore went to those expensive private schools and I went to American public schools. That's going to get my vote? What's he saying? I'm just as stupid as you. I don't know what's happening in this country. I was watching Maury Povich the other day and I saw these people arguing about this new Jeffrey Dahmer movie that's coming out. What happened with that thing? Wisconsin spent $5 million to discover that Jeffrey Dahmer is sane. Jeffrey Dahmer's sane? Well, let's review. They found heads in the guy's refrigerator. Case closed. I've been in a lot of houses, folks. I looked in a lot of refrigerators. But the next time I open the refrigerator door and see a human head in there, I'm gonna go out on a limb. This guy is crazy. You know what really upset me? Thank you. You know what upset me? The neighbors had no idea this was going on. All these people going in that apartment, nobody coming out. But soon as Dharma went to jail, they remembered, didn't they? Well, you know, we did kind of smell something. For a whole year had smelled something and never told. We thought he might have had dead animals in there. Really? And you didn't look. You look like a pretty normal guy, sir. But if you live next door to me and I thought you had dead animals in your apartment, I'm telling. You don't have to wait till you see me on TV saying something like, yeah, you know, we used to hear sawing and screaming all times tonight. We just thought it was some kind of carpenter like to work weird hours. Yeah, 3 in the morning. Oh, God, don't cut my leg off. Hey, must be working on that table again. Man, I don't know what... Oh, did you hear about this? Kid up in New York shot his own mother, mistook her for a deer. Grazing in the backyard. His own mother, his own backyard. Now, it occurs to me if you start out with a story like this, you got to stick with it, right? I'm sure there were some hairy moments at the police station when they tried to get to the bottom of this just to find out that all they really had was a kid who needed to spend some more time with his mother. And when he wasn't with him, they should be showing him pictures of his mother. Okay, Johnny, listen up. This is a picture of your mom. And this, John, this is a photograph of a deer. You notice any difference? Stop fidgeting, son. We'll go over it again. This one here, this is your mom. No, put the gun down, John, please. First of all, what was that woman doing grazing in the backyard? See, that's what I'm thinking. She had been grazing in the dining room like a normal person. This would have never happened. I'd have to be talking about something else now. Later in the article, you know what it said? Neighbors were shocked, but not surprised. What's that mean? They just waiting for something like this to happen? Well, you know that boy was always playing with that gun, and that woman did look a lot like a elf. Yeah, we're afraid it was just an accident waiting to happen. Then I picked up the newspaper and read about this guy who beat his wife over the head with a frozen squirrel. A frozen squirrel? What do? Keep one in the freezer till you need it? What could make somebody beat a person over the head with a frozen squirrel? I mean, I get mad at my girlfriend just like everybody else. Well, everybody don't get mad at her, just the people who know her. But you know, I would never beat her over the head with a frozen squirrel. I mean, I thought about it, but I realized after you hit her a couple of times, the squirrel's gonna start to thaw out. It ain't gonna hurt nearly as much. You're gonna beat somebody over the head, use a hammer. You already made the commitment. I mean, come on, a frozen squirrel, bam, 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 bam. Now, okay. You want gravy? No, somebody asked me the other day, why are there no black people on the United States Olympic swim team? Like I'm supposed to know the answer to a question like that. And what do I look like, the Shell Answer Man? I mean, what does it look like? I just got a lot of answers in my head waiting for people. I hate questions like that. Like when people ask, Mike, be honest. Tell me the truth. What do black people think? What do black people think? I don't know. The meeting's Tuesday. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.